Everybody seems to be getting on the lentil bread bandwagon. There are so many recipes out there. I've tested a bunch of them and I've come up with this one that I really like. Is it going to replace your favorite bread? I'm kind of not mad at it. I'm going to walk you through it and show you how to make it. 2 cups of dry red lentils. This is so satiating. You feel full because of all those nutrients, the fiber, the protein, and you're not having a lot of simple carbs that don't have those things. And now we're going to rinse them really well until the water runs clear. Place the lentils in a large bowl and fill with water a few inches above the lentils. They'll expand as they soak, so you want plenty of water in there. Give them a little stir. Sometimes they kind of clump together, so I want to make sure they're all have the opportunity to get hydrated and absorb the water so they can soften up nicely. Soak overnight, about 6 to 8 hours. I don't know how long you sleep. These are the red lentils that have been soaking overnight. Just have to drain them because I rinsed them very thoroughly before I put them in water. Let them really drain through so there's no excess water in there. And now I'm just going to get them into the bowl here. You can do this in a food processor, a high power blender, but I'm using an immersion blender here because somebody in my family broke the food processor lid. We're going to add some fats in as well, but they're going to be, you know, whole food plant-based fat sources like hemp hearts. So many great nutrients in hemp hearts. The hemp hearts are really good. I love buying these from Costco because you can get such a big volume, and it's something that I use all the time. I try and buy those at Costco because it's so much more affordable. I'm using 3 tablespoons of the hemp hearts, and then I'm also going to add some flax meal, and this is golden ground flax meal. The golden flax is a little bit more of a mild flavor. 4 tablespoons of ground flax. A lot of people use oil or something. I'm going to use applesauce. I'm using about 3.5 ounces, which is about 100 grams, or however you want to measure that. And that's going to give us some hydration in there. Always some salt. This is a teaspoon. And you know, I have my glasses here in case I need to put them on. I'm going to go ahead and blend this first, get the ingredients incorporated a little, and then I'll go ahead and add in the baking powder last and mix it in. And the flax, I'm not using the flax in here as a like egg replacer per se. It's more for nutrients, and it will help with binding. This thing really does come in handy. By the way, this is gluten-free bread, so for people who are concerned about gluten, this is a great option for you. A lot of these bread recipes with lentils and beans are calling for psyllium husks, or some of them use powdered psyllium husks. It's important to know the difference. This actually does what gluten does in regular baked goods. It kind of traps air and it allows for a really good rise. If you've made these kinds of breads before and have used psyllium husks, I would love to know what your experience was and if you like it or what you do. But I find even the littlest bit of psyllium husk, it's somehow the texture is just off-putting for me. If you did use this, you would get more of a rise out of the bread. Make sure your oven is heated and ready to go. 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. I've got a standard size loaf pan that I've lined with parchment paper here, baking powder, and I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder here. A lot of people use a combination of baking powder and baking soda plus vinegar or lemon juice, the acid. I'm just using all baking powder because just keep the recipe a little simpler. I want to mix this really well. It's a very dense bread because it's made with lentils. You can make it as neat or as not neat as you want. That works for me. I'm okay with that. These are optional. You can use a spice blend you like, everything bagel seasoning. I have another spice blend I really like, or sesame seed. These are really good. And these would just be to sprinkle on top before you go and put it in and bake. It just adds a little extra flavor or crunch. I really like the pepitas, the pumpkin seeds, but they do tend to burn. I think I'm going to leave these out this time. All right. Let's get it in the oven. We're gonna cook it for 45, 50 minutes to an hour. We'll check and we'll know it's done when you can kind of press it down a little bit and there's resistance. I think a food processor will break down the lentils better, and a blender, if you have a really high speed blender, or just take the time to really scrape down the sides and so everything gets fully blended. That might even be smoother, but this one works really well. So we're gonna see how it came out. Let's slice some up. Oh, that looks really nice. Because it is so dense, you could make really thin slices if you wanted to. That looks really nice. It smells good. It holds up to putting things on it, using it as like a sandwich bread. It's dry, but it's not really crummy. It's not like falling apart. It's like holds together. So that's really good. And let's just see how it tastes. I kind of do taste like the lentil flavor. It has some kind of earthy and a little nuttiness from the flax and the hemp seeds. I did make it once with chopped walnuts, and the walnuts broke up the density of the bread. When I've made this before, I've toasted it. It becomes crunchy on the outside and has a really nice texture. Really good with like peanut butter. Hummus, I think, would be really good with it, and any kind of sandwich you want. It stores nicely in the refrigerator for about 5 to 6 days. And if you're not going to eat it all in that time, I'd suggest putting it in the freezer, and then you can just take it out and let it thaw or toast it, and it'll be perfect. You can make this whole thing for like $1.99. Well, of course, I'm adding the applesauce, and I added some of the flax and the hemp seeds, but that doesn't add a lot more to it. So it still could be like under $3 for a beautiful, really healthy and nutritious loaf of bread. If you try this, I'd love to know how it goes for you and if you make any changes.